Back in mid 2012 to mid 2013, cartomiser tanks were the big thing. Just like squonkers are now in 2017, just like sub-ohm tanks were the big thing last year, and in this video I've got one of the best cartomiser tanks what was out at the time, and that is the salt and pepper tank from GP and Vape. Is it still any good? Well, let's find out. Yes, so guys, in this video we're going to be taking a trip down memory lane and revisiting the salt and pepper tank by GP and Vape. Now GP was a big name back in the day, mainly for their high-end gear like their GP Paps mech mods, the Heron, RTA, and also they had a play in the cartomiser tank market with the salt and pepper tank, mainly because of their innovative top fill feature. It was one of very few tanks in that era that had this sort of top fill method, which made it stand out in the crowd. Now I bought mine in November 2013, shortly after watching a review from Mr. Basado. I bought mine directly from the Vape website, and I think it was about €49 I paid at the time for the 22mm version without the caps. These come in two versions. You had the 22mm version, and then you also had a 23mm version which had extra caps on the top and bottom. If you want to see what it looks like with the caps, go and check out Mr. Basado's review. He did a really extensive review on this tank, which is one of the reasons why I went out and bought one. Now, just out of curiosity, I thought I'd do some Google gazing, and I went over to the Vape website expecting it to be shut down or disappeared, but it's not. It's still there, and they're actually selling the V2 version of this on their website now for €19. If you're a new mouth to lung vapor, then you are not going to find a better mouth to lung vape than a cartomiser tank, which is one of the reasons why they was big back in the day. Now also on their website they're still selling some of the GP products. I saw the GP Paps version 4, and that's going for €35. €35 for one of the high-end mech mods from back in the day. What a bargain. I'm going to have a quick vape on this. I've got the Nature Vape rebuildable cartomiser in it, and it's only at 1.35 ohms, and I got it at 10.5 watts. Let's have a vape. Wow, I forgot how nice that is, guys. Oh guys, that is the pinnacle of mouth to lung. No wonder they was big back in the day. Oh, lovely. Now we're going to dive down to the closer cam. I'm going to show you it all broke down in its parts and pieces, and show you how it all goes back together and how the cartomiser works and stuff. So let's go, guys. And here we go with the up close of the salt and pepper tank. Here's all the pieces broke down. This is the packaging that mine come in a long time ago. Just a normal tube. I've lost the end caps. It's got the Vape logo on the front. This is the drip tip I was using with it. This is one of the very first drip tips I bought, and was very expensive. I think this cost £20, but back in them days that was considered quite expensive, so that's the drip tip I'll be using with it. It didn't come with it, it's one of my own. Right. This tank was predominantly made for cartos, or cartomisers. as they was called. Picture shown there. Now these come in two sizes, 35mm and 45mm. This tank was predominantly made for the 35mm, but you could use the 45 as well. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video is because I bought this from Vape. This is a rebuildable cartomiser, so it's basically the same thing, but this one has got its own coiling and you can re-wick it. Now, I bought this at the time because this is a Carto punch, or cartomiser punch, and what this was for is the cartomisers didn't come with any holes in, so basically what you did is you bought one of these. You could do it with a nail and a hammer, but it wasn't very precise. With this, you got your standard cartomiser and you just placed it in like so, and then you would turn this. I'm not going to do it because it'll puncture this, but you would turn this, keep turning it, and it would puncture an hole in, as you can see from this picture, and that's what it looked like afterwards. And then that fed juice into the cartomiser from the tank. This is what you would have bought to use with it, because this was called a slap your mama tool, as P-Besado called them, but basically it's just a cartomiser insertion tool, and basically you'd stick that on the end of the cartomiser and then it would make it easier to slide it in to your O-rings in the tank. Otherwise, because of the sharp edges on the cartomiser, it would rip your O-rings to shreds and you have to replace them after a couple of tries, so you definitely need one of these tools. Here's the base of the tank. There's your O-rings in the middle, look, to hold your cartomiser in place. Here's the top cap. Now, the reason why this was called the salt and pepper tank is because it had this filling method, which made it look like a pepper shaker or a salt shaker. And this was quite innovative at the time, because most of the cartomiser tanks, you either had to use this tool and push the tank up to leave a gap to fill your juice through, or they'd come with a stupid little screw in the top cap what you'd have to take out and then fill up, but then you wouldn't be able to get your favourite drip tips in there. And also, because there was only one hole, as you was filling, there wouldn't be no release of the air pressure, and it would flood your cartomiser and you have a gurgly mess. So this was quite innovative and got around that. Then you also had these covers, which basically screw onto the base and the top cap, just to make it look flush with the glass, basically like so. You'd have the ridge then there for your flange cartomisers, because as you can see this has got a flange on it. Some cartomisers didn't come with a flange, some did, so this would have been compatible with these flange cartos. Basically this is the top cap one, it's got the two holes, and you just screw that on there. There's your O-rings, your fill ports, so when you screw this on it would make a nice seal. Like so. As you can see, it's closed off now, and all you do to fill is turn this into your holes. Show it, and then you would fill through one of the holes and the air would come out the other one. And then when you finish filling, you just turn that and drops a good one. So back in the day, this was a highly sought after tank. As you can see, it's got the GP logo on there. And the serial number, mine is 1683. And here's the glass. Quartz glass with the Vape logo on. Very thick glass on this, guys. You can see the depth of that. Pretty thick. Now, interesting story for you. This glass I chipped. I made a big chip in it when I was trying to get the base off, and it really pissed me off. And at the time, you just could not get hold of these glasses for love nor money. There was always out of stock on the website. You could not get one. So for 2 months solid, I sat there every night, night after night, with 1,000 grit sandpaper, a bowl of water with some washing up liquid in, and basically I wet the sandpaper and I just sat that on the sandpaper and rubbed it around like that for hours, night after night, night after night. And eventually I did sand out most of the chip. As you can see, I don't know if you can see that, guys, but it's still reminiscent of the chip there. See, right there. But that was quite big. I sanded down at least 2 to 3 mil off that, which took a long time, a lot of patience, but I wasn't just going to throw the tank in the bin or just put it to the side because the glass was broke. So I basically had no choice. I did try to fit other glasses on there from other tanks, but I could not get one to fit. So it was my only option to sand it down. And because of that, the cartomisers do stick out like 2 to 3 mil from the top, but it is what it is. I can live with it. And now, of course, you go onto the Vape website and you can pick up the new glasses because they're back in stock. These, you can actually buy this tank again, so there you go. Let's get it put together. Basically, there's your base. You get your glass and you just pop it on like so, and then you get your top cap and just pop that in like so. Screw your cap on. Didn't have to be tight, just snug. And there's your tank. That's basically all it is. There's nothing to it, guys. And then what you would have done is got your cartomiser tool after you'd punched it and primed it, and then pop that in like so, all the way up until it's sat flush, and then you pop that out, and that's basically it. It's your cartomiser in your tank, and you can see mine sits proud about 2 mil because I had to sand the glass down. There you go. That's the tank in all its glory. That's all there is to it, and obviously to fill it, you just turn that so the holes are open, fill it up, and then shut it off. And that's it. So, I'm going to throw some wick in this Carto. This is how you get it out. You just push down on that and it'll come out. I haven't actually used this yet. I'm intrigued to see how it works. So I'm going to throw some wick in it, juice it up, get it back in the tank. It's a good one. So there's my piece of wick, piece of cotton bacon, and to get this in, you just twiddle the end, pop it through. I think this is how you wick it. I did watch a tutorial on the Nature Vape YouTube channel, and this is how he showed you how to do it, so I would guess this is how it's supposed to be done. And you just pull it through gently. Try not to pull it too tight out because you'll end up pulling the coil out. Actually like that. And then you just cut these ends off. Like so. And then basically, I think it's just a case of popping that in. It's a case of tidying that up and pushing it through. And making sure that all is covered up. Like so, and same on the other side. Like so. And then you just juice it up. Then you just juice it up, get it nice and wet, prime it. Oh yeah, because it's not. So that hole is all covered. So you want to make sure all the stragglies are inside that hole because they get caught on the O-rings otherwise. Pull all your wick out. Basically like so. And then you get your slap your mama tool, put that on the end like that, and insert it into the tank. Nice and gently, no need to get mad. And there you go. All wicked, juiced up, ready to fill. So let's fill it up. Basically, turn that to the holes are open. Get your needle nose bottle in the one end, and just fill. Fill it up until it comes out, well the air starts bubbling out of the hole, and then close it off. Stick your drip tip in, and there she is guys, all wicked, juiced, filled up, ready to vape. So I'm going to get this on my DNA 75C. My own made one, which I built myself. Screw this on. If you notice on my 510, it's got the air channels grooved in to the 510. You need this for this kind of atomizer, guys, because it gets its air from the 510. So you won't be able to use this on a mod where it's just got a flat plate, because you won't get no air. You won't get your airflow, so it has to have these groove channels to use this kind of atomizer. Just screw that on. Snug, not tight, just snug, like so. And get it locked on. Open it up. 1.35. Got it at 10.5 watts. Here you go, guys. Get that in shot. 10.5 watts, 1.35 ohms. And then she's falling away. So, guys, let's get back up top, have some vapes on this, and talk more about it. Come on then. And we're back. So, what were the pros and cons back in the day? Well, first of all, this didn't have any cons. There wasn't really much to this tank, guys. It was pretty basic, no parts and pieces to go wrong, so there wasn't really any cons for it. So it's all pros, pros, pros. First pro was the build quality. Because it was coming from GP, it was absolutely astonishing build quality. Top notch. Awesome quartz glass. Awesome machining. Awesome materials. Pro, win, win, win. Another pro was the top fill method, which back in the day, a lot of these cartomizer tanks didn't have. They either had the stupid little fill screw, which made a mess everywhere, or they had no fill method at all. You had to use the cartomizer insertion tool and lift the tank and then fill it that way. So when this came out, it was a big innovation. And another pro was the vape quality. Although it was the cartomizer doing all the work, it still was the tank allowing that cartomizer to do that work. So in my eyes, that's another pro. Have another vape. In my eyes, guys, this was the pinnacle of made to long vaping. Now, as I said, these are still for sale on the Vape website for €19, and it's worth the €19 just to have a pop at one of the best made to long vapes you could ever get. Now, if you do pick one of these up, I would suggest going to the Vape website and picking one of these rebuildable Cartos up. I only wish we had these back in the day. It would have saved a shit ton of money, because the cartomizers, you bought them in a 5-pack and they cost about 8 or 9 quid for a 5. So it would have saved a lot of money, but it is what it is. So there you go, guys. There's the salt and pepper tank. A revisit down memory lane. I hope you enjoyed it, and tune in next week for another iteration of the Throwback Thursday. See what I've got for you. I'll catch you on the next one, and remember, smoking kills, choose life. See you guys.